third and long.
We're going to 53. 49, 49, guys. Mike, 49. Going to 54, going to 54. Right. Shift, watch the shift. Under.
Prescott from the gun. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as his first punt will come in zone. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
Hey, zero. Kill.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Wilson. Benjamin's got it.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Right there, 54 Mike. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Still got 4 down. Go get him. Hey.
Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
Going to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Check out. Go to 54.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Got his man there complete to Gallup. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The Seahawks send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. This is Elliott. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally marked down at the 23. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks' 23-yard line.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, chill. 47.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Completes it to Jason Witten. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. The kick by Maher is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Here's Wilson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
3 buns.
To throw is Wilson. That's complete. It's Gordon. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Bringing him to the ground defensively, Tedrick Thompson.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Bring it. Good job right there. Check 25.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football. No running room for Zeke on first down, as he'll maybe get a yard out of that. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. Check 3.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
That's it.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Not a blitz, but the guy who's normally the last line of defense recognizes he had a chance to get to the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Let's go.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but, boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Y'all not ready. Show it up. Show it. Guys, listen. Check 26, check 26. Check. Hey, easy, good touch.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
54, Mike. Target.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Carson. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Now Austin. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 46-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
2nd and 3 at the 48-yard line.
Here we go. 49. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Check 31.
On second down, Elliott. They find some open field here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Mike 49. They're not ready for this. Whoa. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong foot.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
At the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
I know he ain't got it. You gonna take it. One plus. You gonna take it right there. Bang out. Bam. Watch 54. Let him know. One plus.
Now it's Wilson. He's going to air one out. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Cut. Hey, slow down. Right now, let's go.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Tyrone Crawford in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Watch the slack. Gun. To backfield. Motion to the hey. Tempo.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Right there, 54 Mike. Hey. Smart that. Front left. Mike 54.
Play action. It's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Give them 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. They keep on the ground with Elliott. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down now, it's Elliott, and he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 36.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On third and short, it's Dixon, and he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move, 1st and 10. They'll run with Elliott. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And that one comes covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there.
49, guys. Mike, 49. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. 49, 26.
Prescott to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Marr able to put this one through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
I'll go special. I'll go special. 14.
And now a carry here for their fullback. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter is a good running back dive play.
This throw complete, Wilson finding Lockett. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
Mike's 54. Mike's 50. Here we go, D. It's just me and you.
On 2nd and 9. Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Hey, 280. Good job right there.
Hey, they scared. Hey.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play out of them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Go, guys, 4 down, 4 down. Team.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Off.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And this one is right through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit. Because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off, because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Check 24. Check 24.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it in with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive down with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs. Check 43.
Go.
Back to the air, Wilson after the pick six. Now a desperation throw deep, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
52's the mic. Go.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Check 50.
They'll run on first down. Elliott. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Elliott running right. Past the 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough way for it to end.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.